A group of religious leaders spent part of their Good Friday hand-delivering a letter to the state attorney for Pinellas and Pasco counties. They want him to stop seeking the death penalty in murder cases. A little more than a year ago, Governor Rick Scott made a big change to the way the death penalty is applied here in Florida.
In March of 2017, he signed a law requiring unanimous recommendation by a jury before judges can impose the death penalty. Before, the death penalty was applied whenever 10 or more members of a 12-person jury voted for it. Now, that law was struck down by the Florida Supreme Court. 10 News reporter Eric Lasher shows you how that change is impacting some local cases and why local religious leaders think the death penalty is being sought too often.
Pinellas County continues to use the death penalty at an alarming rate.
Clergy from the Pinellas County area choosing Good Friday to deliver a letter and a message to Pasco Pinellas State Attorney Bernie McCabe, asking him to stop seeking the death penalty.
Good Friday, as we have come to call it in the Christian church, is a day when we remember that our religious leader was lawfully executed even though he was innocent.
Florida conservatives concerned about the death penalty points to a recent poll that found more than 2/3 of the people living in Pinellas County would prefer some version of life in prison over the death penalty.
We don't need the guillotine or the gas chamber or the needle or the electric chair or the hangman's noose. We don't need any method of keeping society safe by taking the life of another human being.
Capital punishment, say critics, is also applied unfairly to minorities in our area.
Disproportionate use of the death penalty against African Americans perpetuates a long legacy of racial bias.
Recent changes in state law are already having an impact. Juries recently failing to unanimously agree on death sentences, sparing the lives of convicted murderer Adam Matos and cop killer Marco Perea. Both, before 2017, would have been sent to death row.
She's in charge of the shift.
McCabe's office was closed for Good Friday, so faith leaders left their letter with the clerk of the court. But McCabe previously urged the group to speak with state legislators. The law, he said, requires him to consider the death penalty based upon certain legal criteria.
It is only up to him right now. So if he does not want that responsibility, he should petition the legislature to say, remove this onus from me.
Demonstrators also pointed to a 2016 Harvard University study that found Pinellas to be an outlier county when it comes to the death penalty, and that, they say, doesn't appear to be changing. McCabe's office already scheduled to seek the death penalty in 15 pending cases, 9 death penalty trials already scheduled for this year. In Clearwater, Eric Lasser, 10 News.
The same group says there are also too many mistakes being made when it comes to applying the death penalty. They pointed to the case of Ralph Wright Jr. Last May, he became the 27th innocent man to be exonerated while sitting on Florida's death row.